Good morning, everyone. I'm so gonna be a teacher and be like, good morning, students. We all know that teacher voice, right? I'm gonna take a little time and talk about some things with my student and I, but I wanna take some time and introduce myself first. My name is Jessyca Mathews. I'm cisgender, which means I accept the gender that was given to me at birth. I think we should respect all people, so I wanna start off by saying that. Straight, black woman, very, very proud black woman. I'm a coach. I coach soccer for anyone who loves soccer. I've done that for 20 years. I've actually just finished up my 21st season of soccer, and that's a long time. I have won cool awards. I was one of the finalists for the NEA's Social Justice Activist of the Year in 2017. I also was the secondary English Teacher of the Year for the state of Michigan in 2018. And then I have another cool award I'll tell you about later. The big thing I want to say to everyone is I am a racial, environmental justice, and institutional racism activist. What that means is if something's wrong and people are being picked on about their race, I'm going to say something about it. If we're not respecting the environment, like what's happened in the city of Flint, 2,014 days without clean water, I'm gonna say something about it. If it's something institutional that I see that is an issue, I will speak up on it without even pausing, because we need people to do that in this world. Thank you. I'm a writer. I have 2 books. I blog for Teaching Tolerance, and I am currently the Regional Teacher of the Year for the state of Michigan in region number 5. So for those of us who are not Michiganders, like if we hold up our hand, the thumb area is me. And I get to do great work there. And I am also a citizen of Flint. I heard there are 810 people in the audience. I don't know if that's true. Oh, there they are. They told me to start my day. They're like, you know, there's some Flint Town people here. I was like, what? They're not ready for Flint Town people to be in here, right? They're not ready. So since you know how 810 people are, y'all know y'all can make all kinds of comments because that's what we do. See, there we go, okay? So I'm a citizen of Flint, but I also want to give some honor to the land, Anishinaabeg land that was stolen. We have to think of our ancestors first. So what I want to talk about with you today is I'm always told when people go, oh my God, what do you do? You're a teacher? What grade do you teach? What subject? And that's all important, but I work on making activists and world-changing heroes. It doesn't matter what subject I teach, and it doesn't matter what grade I have. What's important is that I am making people who are going to change the world. So instead of me talking about all kinds of great things I do, I'd rather talk about my students. They're way more important than I am. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a very honest discussion about what we can do in order to create more world changers. But before we do that, we have to do some harsh reality. Adults, today's youth are better than you. And I know that might hurt your feelings a little bit. But you notice the 810 crew over here went, yeah. Okay? And the reason why I say they're better than us is significant change in this world will not happen without them. And with you, I know a lot of adults, you're sitting in the crowd and you're looking at me like this. I get it. I understand, right? I am a little crazy. I can't get this far in education without being a little crazy, right? And I understand that there's some of you that might be thinking this real quick. But I don't want you to head out. I want you to hear me out first on why I'm saying that these young people are better than us, okay? Now, young people, I know you just felt yourself. You're like, oh, okay, she on our side. You sit up here looking at people like this right now. You're like, yep, that's right, I'm better than you, okay? Hold up, let's slow down, young people. You still need us because we're the same people who give you money and give you, voting and laws and all that kind of stuff. But I do say that younger people are better than us in a number of reasons. One, they have the world in the palm of their hands, don't they? They can literally post something that goes around the world now. They can search anything that they want to. And the truth of the matter is, kids today are so compassionate when you give them an opportunity. They don't like what we're doing in this world, and they're ready to change it. So what I'd like to do today is I want to spend some time talking about 3 big concepts that we all, unified without causing any kind of division, can say, what can we do to have a campaign so that we can create more young heroes? The first thing I would bring up to you is youth care a lot. If you actually sit back and listen to them, they care so much. Now, the key for this to work is as young people, I'm going to ask you to speak to us more. And if an adult's not listening to you, go to another adult. I need you to keep talking to us. That also means that adults, you're gonna have to stop talking and listen. You're gonna have to sit back and truly listen to the things that kids really care about. After I changed my philosophy in the classroom, I found out that I have kids who care so much about so many different things. I had one student who came to me and said, I would like to do my research for the entire semester on Black Lives Matter. It really bothered him what he saw on social media and on TV about the people who look just like him who are being killed. And he said, I can't take it anymore. I have to find some venue, some way for me to feel like I can be empowered and I can stand up. And I said, you know what? You do what you got to do. You start to research those things. In the same class, I had another girl who cared about trees. And she cared about trees in the rainforest. I'm like, girl, we from Flint. What are you talking about? But then I had to realize, once again, adults, you need to truly listen. And she talked about her passion for trees and how we were wiping out like generations of different things in the rainforest. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. We should care about the rainforest. So I let her do her thing too. In the same class, the third kid said, you know what, Miss Mathews, I want to research suicide. And the reason why is he had lost his best friend to suicide in the summer before we started. Who am I as an adult to get in the way of saying you can't make change in that area? I had another student in another class who had his sister call a phone number on a sign, thinking he was going to have money for her and him to work together to help out with the house. And it turned out that the phone number she called was one that went to a link for human trafficking. He had no idea. Why would he? She's just looking for work. He's just trying to help out. Once he found out that human trafficking was huge in Michigan, by the way, Michigan happens to be in the top 5 every single year with human trafficking and sex trafficking. Once he found that out, he's like, I need to step up. So I decided to leave them all alone, let everybody do their own thing. And it has worked miracles. Concept number 2, adults, I'm gonna ask you to teach your kids to argue and debate you. And I know that's difficult. I'm not talking about classic Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny fights. I'm talking about really debating the issues that affect their world. Now, that means your kids are gonna look at you like this. And they should. There's some things we should discuss more. But young people, I will say this before, once again, you get carried away. Please examine things before you wanna argue with us, okay? Look closely at everything. Think about the things that are out there that you want to debate. And, as Cardi loves to yell at us, please check your facts. Don't just go by things that are sensationalized on social media. It is important for you to understand the focus on logic instead of emotion. Concept number 3 I'd like you to know today is, young people, the world is yours. I need you to realize that today. What you need to do is you need to take it and you need to change it. In order for young people to do that, they need to understand that their voice matters. Every adult in this room today needs to find a young person and help them develop their voice. That means develop their superpower. That also means give them multiple audiences to talk to and be able to build up and know that they can do this. This means adults step back. I love to say the quote, I need you to shut up and get out the way. Because young people can do phenomenal things if you get out of their way and let them do what they need to heal the world. After a while, and I got comfortable, I started to do projects to let kids talk to the community. I had a girl who never taught her freshman year of high school. And by the time she was a senior and finished up with my course that I have at Carmen Ainsworth High School, she ended up talking to a community about women's rights and why you should be a strong woman for everyone to see. I had another boy who decided to do a display about date rape, and he put this up for everyone to see. A number of boys went up to him and started to talk to him and say, you know what, you're right, talking about don't get raped. And he says, no, you're not understanding. You need to read the message that's in the red because it's more urgent. He says, you should be thinking about don't rape. It is our responsibility as men to step up and say that we can change the culture ourselves. I also had one time where the news came to watch my kids, and a kid talked about depression. And he had a kid cry out for help to him, and he got him the help that he needed. He also had a kid come to him and say, my depression happens because I'm gay. The kid had never come out to anybody. And he was just like, how can I help you? The key part is let kids have an avenue in order to speak and do bigger things than you can imagine. I actually had a group of kids who were able to work with a renowned artist from Chicago. His name is Jessyca, and they wanted to talk about the Flint water crisis. Anyone who's from the city and from the 810 knows about what's going on with the Flint water crisis. It should not be ignored. It is constantly still going on. So my students said, you know what, we need to do something. We need to speak up. And I was like, what do you want to do? Well, we need to find people to help us. They found Jan, and they found some people from Michigan State University. They wrote letters to the governor. They did poetry. They talked about their family. There was even a girl in my class that her great aunt had Legionnaires and ended up passing away while we did the project. They deserve a voice. And when we were all done, we made something beautiful like this, which took over Michigan State University. Water pipes made of copper that when you turned them on, my kids' voices came out and talked to you. None of these ideas came from me. All these ideas came from our youth. So in closing, what I want you to know is, kids, they're in the crowd and watching, please be a hero. We need you to do it now. We need you to do it tomorrow. And we need you to do it always. Okay? No one's going to take away your voice if we have adults like all of us in this space that are willing to fight. Every adult in here, I'm going to ask you, please support our youth. Support can go such a long way, and it is a game changer. Okay? If we're going to build up superpowers, we need to take practice, and our youth need help. So what are we going to do in this space to make change? Everyone who's thinking about being a hero in our society, please know you can do this. Don't shortchange yourself. And if anyone hasn't told you today, I believe in you. And we need to say that more to one another. So go out, make change, listen to everyone today, and know that we can do this together. If you have any questions about anything that I do in the classroom or anything about making world changers, I have put Twitter up here for you and my email. Feel free to contact me. But I just want you to know we can do this, everyone. Young people, I believe so much in you. Please change the world. Thank you so much, and everybody have a great day.